What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Friday, December 20th. And be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Bam Adebayo on the outside looking in. Just 3 games today. No Damian Lillard. I wonder how that'll impact our top 5. We're going to have to find that out now. Who are my favorites? Those top 5 plays? Let's do it. First up at number 5, I'm looking at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is point guard only, 10,300, projected for 29, 5, and 5, 2.5 stocks. Taking on Miami. OKC is on a back-to-back. They're doing a lot of travel post-Cup. It does scare me a little bit. However, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and we have a billion 3K guys for today from a value perspective that allows you to easily get to 2 pay-up options. And if I can get to 2 pay-up options, I'd like to get to Shai. He's incredible. And while I don't love a matchup against Miami, if I have the ability to roster 2 or 3 3K guys that shouldn't really be there, and I'm freeing up enough salary, why wouldn't I want to pay up for one of the best players in basketball? I'm going to do that quite a bit today. Same game, different team. Number 4, Tyler Herro. 35 minutes, point guard only, 7,400. Projected for 21 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and a stock. He kind of is just the same guy every day, as weird as that sounds. Like, the price doesn't really move all that much unless somebody's out for a while. The role is sort of the same for him every day. The second best offensive player on the team, or at least 1A, 1B with Butler, depending on the day. But we only have 6 teams today. There's only 3 games. And Tyler Herro brings with that a nice ceiling. And he's only 7,400. That's not all that difficult of a price tag to get to today. So hopefully the scoring can be there. Clearly a difficult defensive matchup. But I'm happy to get to Tyler Herro. The ownership is already there. He's heavily owned, projected-wise, on DraftKings right now. I don't see a problem with it. Next up at number 3, we have Bobby Portis. Now, I only went 24 minutes here, but he's power forward, center eligible. He could play his way into more minutes. 5,400, 14 points, 7.5 boards, 2 assists, and a stock. But there's no Damian Lillard today. And while that isn't like a direct impact to Bobby Portis, certainly they're not like doing the same sort of play style stuff, it does create a little bit more offense. Because if Dame's not going to be out there, they're replacing him with someone who isn't nearly as good offensively. And that means that Bobby Portis is going to be able to do a little bit more on that offensive side of the ball, particularly in situations where Giannis is off the floor. Because when Giannis is off, they're not going to have another crazy ball-dominant ball handler like when Dame is out there. So that increases the ceiling of Bobby Portis's skills for today and mildly increases his range of outcomes from a minutes perspective. Maybe they go a little bit bigger. Maybe they need to try to create a little bit offense and you get a little bit more Bobby Portis. Maybe Brook Lopez is just in foul trouble or something. Either way, even in 24 minutes, that was enough to get Bobby Portis to the number 3 spot. The best pay-up option on the slate, however, still stays in Milwaukee. That's Giannis Antetokounmpo. 36 minutes, 11,300, power forward center, 34 points, 11.5 boards, 6 assists, 2.5 stocks. Look, he would have looked amazing if Dame were playing. The fact that you could take Dame off, give Giannis the ball more, potentially more assists, the whole game is going to run through Giannis. He'll get whatever he can. Is the matchup kind of tough? Yeah, Mobley and Allen on the floor together, that's a formidable rim-protecting duo for Giannis. But, I mean, he eats up free throws like crazy so far this season. And while you wish that Dame could be there to soften the load, we're playing DFS. This maximizes Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you're paying up, you have more than enough value to be able to do it. It's not that I don't, like, I already said, like, I love Shai, and he made the top 5. But if I can only pick one of those guys today, it has to be Giannis. Getting him without Dame completely changes everything. You don't see guys projected for 34 real points all that frequently. But that wasn't enough to get him to number 1. That number 1 play, assuming he starts, is Delon Wright. I went 28 minutes. My expectation is that he is going to get the start in place of Dame and play, largely starter run. They can mix and match a little bit, but 28 minutes feels safe. He's point guard eligible. He's the flat 3K. There is no salary lower than this one. Now, it's not the craziest stat line, but you also don't need much. 7 points, 3.5 boards, 3 assists, 2.5 stocks. The defensive stats will help us out here quite a bit. But on a 3-game slate with a 3K salary, if you get 20 fantasy points out of Delon Wright, you're pretty happy about it. Anything over that is just awesome. As long as Delon Wright starts, he's the easiest value play in the world for me to get to. And he's the type of guy that unlocks your Giannis's and your Shais, because you're going to get, likely, a starter at a salary that couldn't be any lower. So with that said, Delon Wright is my number 1 contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Friday, December 20th. Top 10s for DK and FanDuel are up on my Twitter account right now. We'll have updates later tonight. We have 3 hours of shows starting at 5. We don't stop until 8. Lots of NBA coverage for just this 3-gamer. You're going to know everything you need to know about this slate. So make sure you're watching. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. I'll see you guys Monday morning.